Hey everyone, and welcome to this Dota 2 beginner's guide on how to play Skywrath Mage. And in this guide, I'll take you through everything you need to know to get started with this amazing hero, including in-game examples of how to utilize his skills and abilities later on. The first thing you need to know about Skywrath Mage is that he is a genuine nuker. He's all about doing as much damage as possible very quickly using his spells, and using items like the Rod of Atos in order to lock his targets in place. One of the key considerations that you need to be aware of is that he has almost no agility gain. He has a lot of intelligence gain, but he has almost no armor. He starts with 0.2 armor, which makes him very ineffective at right-click trading during the laning stage. I mention this because it's extremely important you understand that if you go against like an Ogre Magi or anybody and you just trade right-clicks, you're not going to, fare well in that situation. So bear that in mind. Skywrath cannot trade right clicks very effectively, but he does have one of the highest natural speeds in the game at 325, which allows him to move very rapidly even without boots. Now let's talk about how to utilize his items. So we have a Skywrath here. Let's actually go. So this item build here is what I would suggest for the average person, especially those of you guys getting started with Skywrath Mage for the first time. Basically what you're doing here is you have Tango Salves and whatnot. The idea of the Sentry Ward is simply to allow you to block the enemy camps. Main item progression, you are going to be going double Null Talisman. It provides him with a ton of intelligence, which helps amplify his Arcane Bolt. You also get a lot of amplification, which allows you to do additional damage, and the mana regeneration, which is important. The core item is Rod of Atos. The Rod of Atos allows you to lock a target in place, which allows you to utilize your skills more effectively, in particular that of Mystic Flare. Depending on the game situation, you can either go Aether Lens, which extends your targeting cast range for both your items and your spells. It also gives you mana and mana regeneration, or you can actually go Aghanim's Scepter. The Aghanim's Scepter is absolutely amazing on Skywrath, and what it essentially does is it makes a duplicate of all your abilities. Instead of casting one Arcane Bolt, you cast two. Instead of casting one Concussive Shot, you cast two. Instead of casting one Mystic Flare, you cast two. It basically theoretically doubles your DPS. An amazing item. Depending on the game situation, you can go Aghanim's Scepter into Aether Lens, or Aether Lens into Aghanim's Scepter, whatever you decide. Okay? I do like both items. However, now let's just talk about these core items and let me explain the skill. So first of all, Arcane Bolt is a very slow-moving piece of damage, whatever. Good English, Alex. But long story short, as you'll see, what it does is it moves to his location wherever he is targeting over a kind of like slow duration. Concussive Shot is very similar, except you don't actually target it. It targets itself. The key thing about Concussive Shot, though, is it has an amazing range. You're basically shooting it from all the way across. If there's a hero in your screen, he gets hit, but he has to be in vision. The cool thing about Arcane Bolt is that you can cast it, and if he runs out of vision, it still follows him. It can't be disjointed. Okay? Ancient Seal is a unique spell because not only does it increase the amount of magic damage that you do, but it also silences a unit for up to 6 seconds. That can be extremely valuable because heroes that rely on like blinks or movement spells can therefore not get away from you. And once you add your Aghanim's Scepter, you're going to be silencing 2 enemies in a team fight for 6 seconds, which is incredibly valuable. The final skill is Mystic Flare. What Mystic Flare does is it basically does a tremendous amount of damage on one particular hero. It will avoid creeps, so if you cast it on a hero with creeps around him, the hero will get hit. But if multiple heroes are present, the damage will be split amongst different heroes. That's kind of unique because Mystic Flare is one of those AoE abilities which is kind of backwards. You usually use AoE abilities to do as much damage as possible to all different heroes in an AoE, but in the case of Mystic Flare, you only want to hit one singular target within its AoE. Now, one trick about Mystic Flare, however, is if you kind of just cast it overlapping the hero just slightly, especially in particular when you have the Aghanim's Scepter, what you'll get is you actually get 2, which might make it so that it's easier to kill him, okay? That is kind of the result there. So once again, if you actually cast 2, watch, I'll show you here. So if we have them kind of leveled up to a maximum, they got to make this easier to control in this menu here, but watch, so I'll show you here. So the way the Aghanim's Scepter works on Mystic Flare, if you cast it on one, it'll automatically cast on the other, okay, which does a tremendous amount of damage. However, let's say this hero's not in range, okay, the hero's not in range here, and you have one hero and you cast it directly on him, you'll just do 1 instance of Mystic Flare. So if you cast it just on the edge here, you'll actually get 2 AoEs, which might affect them depending on how he actually moves. It's pretty interesting. The combination here, and I want to just explain how to combo the spells with kind of with Skywrath Mage. The first thing is you'll have to notice that Mystic Flare, if you cast and the guy just runs out of it, you don't do much damage, right? The key thing is you want to have them slowed or locked down in order to do it. Before you get your Rod of Ados, okay, let's assume you don't have your Rod of Ados yet. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to cast your Concussive Shot first, and then your Arcane Bolt, and then your Ancient Seal while they travel. Let me explain why. So when you have your Concussive Shot, you'll notice that they both travel, okay? That gives you a chance to cast this before the other ones land. So you cast your Arcane Bolt, your Concussive Shot, and then your Seal, and it amplifies the amount of damage you do. Now the problem is, if you cast Mystic Flare first, he's able to just run out of it very quickly. So what you want to do instead is you want to cast Concussive Shot first, and then once he's slowed, then you cast your Mystic Flare, because he's being slowed by 40%, which keeps him in the Mystic Flare longer. So ideally, the full combo without a Rod of Atos is Concussive Shot, Arcane Bolt, Ancient Seal into Mystic Flare once the Concussive Shot lands. This is what it should look like. So Concussive Shot, Seal, and then he's stuck in there. And that's what it looks like. And he almost died, right? So you can see how the damage is greatly amplified when you do the combination correctly. Now, the reason why Rod of Ados is such a core item on the Skywrath Mage is because basically it locks him down so he can't run away, which allows him to take the full brunt of the damage of the Mystic Flare. Now, when you combo all of these together, what you're going to do is you're going to Concussive Shot, Arcane Bolt, Ancient Seal, Rod of Ados, Mystic Flare. It sounds confusing, but at the end of the day, it becomes relatively straightforward once you learn it. So basically, once again, so you have Concussive Shot, these two like this. It looks like that, roughly. Okay? And the idea is that you hit them with this just before they land. You use your Ancient Seal to maximize the amount of magic damage. You lock him down with Rod of Ados, and you hit him with the Mystic Flare. And that is the basis of that combination. Alright, in this first clip, I want to illustrate to you the importance of blocking this camp. So you're going to block this camp. You can show the camp position by holding Alt here. Then what I want to show you here is also how poor Skywrath Mage is at trading. I want you to note here that me and the Lion are trading. He has 52 damage with 2 armor, which effectively is 10 physical resistance. I have no armor with 51 damage. But you can see how much poorer I'm coming out on these trades. I shouldn't be trading with this Lion. And as you can see, it's having a very negative effect on me, despite the fact that both of us utilized our abilities. Skywrath Mage does not right-click effectively trade, so please do not do it. I shouldn't have done it here. As a position 4 player, it's very important that you consider helping the mid lane. In this example here, what you're going to see is right around 4 minutes, I'm approaching the mid lane. I'm doing this because I want to approach the mid lane to secure this rune, which I do illustrate here. I secure it, and then I go after this Drow. Now, this Drow Ranger should be dead, but unfortunately, I don't know, with this Wind Ranger sleeping right now. So he does have Power Shot available. It's 350 damage. The Drow Ranger's at 200 and like 50 health. This is an easy kill if this Wind Ranger's paying attention. But it's important that you do rotate, because Wind Ranger's able to go get this rune. I'm able to secure that rune. And at the end of the day, it puts their mid into a significantly more difficult position. So as a position 4, do keep in mind, especially as a Skywrath Mage, you have a lot of inherent move speed. It's really important that you consider rotating at the 4-minute rune and the 6-minute rune to help your allies. One of the significant power spikes for Skywrath Mage is level 5. The reason for this is because you will have Arcane Bolt level 1, you'll have 3 points in a Concussive Shot, which is 220 damage, but you also have your Ancient Seal. So watch how much damage we hit this Clinkz for. So we cast both abilities, then we Ancient Seal him. He's taking a tremendous amount of damage here, plus the right clicks. He's almost completely dead. And what you're going to notice here is he gets some bad luck with this Tango, but look at this. Watch this Arcane Bolt. It follows him around the trees, behind vision where I actually can't see him, and it takes him out. Once again, that is a position 4 taking out their position 1 to our team's benefit, all because I understood the power spike available to me as a Skywrath Mage at level 5. I want to show you this clip too, because I think it's a lot of fun. So basically, I'm trying to take over the enemy kind of jungle here, and I want to show you what happens here. Now, Skywrath is a glass cannon. If he gets caught out of position, he dies. They catch me out of position. Watch what happens. So basically what we have here is we have this Clinkz, right? They find me, so does this Lion. They burst me. I want you to see here, I'm pretty much dead, but watch what I managed to do. I'm at 135 health. This is their position 1 Clinkz. I die, but I take him with me. That is a 2-for-1 trade, so do not underestimate how much damage you can do as a Skywrath Mage so quickly. Let's watch that again. It's actually truly remarkable. It is literally a trade 2v1, except I take their position 1 with me to the grave. It's just a lot of fun as a Skywrath Mage to nuke guys for more damage than they expect. In this example here, I want to illustrate to you how impactful Skywrath Mage can be with a setup. Someone like a Mirana stun, a Legion Commander duel. So watch this. So right now we have 2 of our primary cores are down. This guy's going absolutely insane. That's their position 1. I see that he's stunned, which allows me to set up my combo on him. And literally while 2 cores are down, we're able to take out their position 1 and then start to turn this game around. We ultimately win this game, by the way, but it starts with plays like that. 2 supports taking out a position 1 simply because there's an excellent setup for Mystic Flare. In this final example, I want to illustrate to you how you can utilize the double Mystic Flare in a game sequence scenario. So I'm defending high ground here. We have a Tiny that has literally 4,000 HP. He's about at half health here. He steps in, and what you're going to see is the advantage of using the Aghanim Scepter. I get the double Mystic Flare here. It ultimately kills him. I even get the Relic level up, and we ultimately hold this high ground. I'm able to utilize my Silence to prevent the Queen of Pain from blinking, and we ultimately just end up wiping them. I use my Eidos to lock down the Mirana, a highly mobile hero, and like we literally march down mid and end this game. Skywrath Mage is one of those heroes that can single-handedly win a game for you if you utilize his skills correctly and have the proper setup. Thank you so much for watching, and a very special thank you to all of our wonderful subscribers. We will see you in the next Dota 2 video.